Greetings, it's Iain from RTL here. Welcome to Ladies' Day for July. And today we're dedicating Ladies' Day to Japanese female rock bands. I've picked probably two of the best today. We're going to look at Lovebites and Bandmade. So we're going to do an album ranking of power heavy metal band Lovebites. Now they were formed in 2016 by former Detroit members, bass player Miho and drummer Haruna. And after the band disbanded in 2015, they recruited guitarist Marodi and another guitarist Mayako, who plays keyboards as well, and the last person to come in was Asami on the vocals. Now they've made 4 albums so far, and I'm sure they will be continuing. So we'll have a look at those 4 albums today. So coming in at number 4 is their second album that came out in 2018, and it's called Clockwork Immortality. So it's Haruna on the drums, Miho on the bass, Marodi on guitars, Mayako on guitars, acoustic guitars and keyboards, and Asami on the vocals. An additional keyboard is a chap called Mao, who does appear on the studio albums in the background. So the first track is called Addicted. Now this starts off with some nice acoustic guitar from Mayako. Reminds me of it reminds me of the beginning of Dogs by Pink Floyd at the beginning, that acoustic guitar. It's really nice. And then in comes probably Marodi on the electric to buzz it, and then in comes the mighty 4'11" drummer Haruna. Now she's a very small in stature, very delicate, looked like she couldn't say boo to a goose, and powers it, absolutely powers it. It's brilliant. She is great. I love the vocal from Asami on that as well. Pledge of the Saviour comes next. Lots of riffs, noodling. There's some lovely keyboard work there, I think, from Mao. That double bass is absolutely thundering through, and a fine vocal from Asami. Now my favourite track on here is a little track called Empty Daydream. Favourite because it's just got this interplay between Mayako and Marodi. It's they're having a little competition, and I can do anything you can do, I can do better thing, but it works out brilliantly. It's a super track. Second favourite track on here is Mastermind 01. The beginning of this has got some great drumming from Haruna. In comes Marodi and Mayako, brilliant, and then this bass line from Miho, absolutely on Miho. I'm not sure how she pronounces it, so I'm going to call her Miho because it sounds more Japanese. Brilliant bass. And then another great track, MOD, firm favourite on the stage, solid performance by everybody. They've got this little chant they do for the when they sing MOD, brilliant. The bass line from Miho is brilliant, absolutely terrific track. Journey to the Other Side, more melodic this is. It's got some really nice riffs in this from Mayako and Marodi. Very, very good track. Final Collusion comes next. There's some really nice keyboard pieces on here. I'm not quite sure who does it. I don't know if it's this Mao or can't think of a name, Mayako. It's all these strange names, but it's really good. It really adds to it. We're United, some lovely shredding here, and the drumming from Haruna is just fantastic. And then we have the epilogue, which is very symphonic. There's a great vocal from Asami, great track to end the album. It's a powerful album. Some great tracks on here. God, what a punch. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Okay, then coming in at number 3 is their debut album, and they re-recorded some songs on an EP. So this came out in 2017, and it's called Awakening from Abyss. Haruna, Maiho, Berordi, and this is actually correct, credited to Maya. That's what she was known as on the debut album. So it's under Sammy. So the opening track is The Awakening. It's a nice little intro sort of track with some harp sounds, and then it builds up and builds up, and it's got that anticipation, what's coming next. And what's coming next is a killer track, The Hammer of Wrath. Oh, it's that bass line is brilliant. The double bass on the drums, how she keeps that rhythm up, I don't know. It's just a brilliant track. Then we get Warning Shot. This sort of continues on from The Hammer of Wrath. It's that same powerful non-stop belting of the drums. The shredding on here is fantastic. Killer track. Shadowmaker. This is a really good. The twin guitars really sound good at the beginning, but the highlight of this is Haruna's drumming all the way through. Now the next track, Scream for Me, is one of the tracks off the EP. It's called Scream for Me. So I listened to the EP, because you can listen to it on YouTube, and what I think they've done here, all they've done is sort of enhance the bass from Miho. It's a brilliant track, and I think they've really done something to it on here. Excellent. Then there's a track called Liar. Brilliant track. There's some lovely piano at the beginning of this and strings, a little bit of violin, and then all of a sudden you get this sort of rolling drum from Haruna, and in come the guitars and blow the cobwebs away. What a vocal from Asami as well. Then we have Burden of Time. The sharpness of them guitars at the beginning is one of the two sort of, they both do two great guitar solos. Brilliant, they play off each other. The Acropolis, which is a track off the EP. Now there's not too much difference on this. I think all they've done is given the bass a little bit more oomph, and the drumming as well. Excellent. Inspire, love Asami's vocal, brilliant on this at the beginning. She's got a great voice, very operatic, how she holds that note before the rest of the band comes in. Don't Bite a Dust, another track off the EP, and I think what they've done here, they've just made them guitars a little bit more crisper. Excellent track. But my favourite track on here is Edge of the World. It's got some of the best guitar solos on this album. I've seen this performance of this on live. They just play off each other very well. It's a brilliant track. And then Braveheart, my second favourite track, and again this is another track from that EP. I think what they've done, the mix of the drums wasn't quite right on the EP, but on here they've got it absolutely right. It really does showcase Haruna's drumming. Brilliant track to end the album. Excellent debut. I love how they've taken that EP. Were they happy with it? Probably not. So they took it and redone them and put them on the album. There's no filler on here, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8.3. Okay, then coming in at number 2, we have the third album, and it's the last album that Miho appeared on, and it's called Electric Pentagram, and it came out in 2020. So it's Haruna drums, Miho on bass, Merordi on guitars, Moyako on guitars, Asami on vocals, and we got Smal doing some keyboards and programming. First track, Thunder Vengeance. Love the start of this. You got this sort of choral sound, and then in comes Haruna on the drums, and they put some effects on there with a little bit of echo, and it sounds fantastic. Holy War is next. Second favourite track on here, and one of my favourite tracks by Lovebites. It's just a killer track with lots of ending noodlings, great drumming, bass. It's just a full on in your face track. Golden Destination. Very good track. The keyboards are brilliant. Now this is probably down to Mal, the man behind the scenes. The guy, he puts a lot into this band. I've read up on him. He writes the songs as well. He's an important part of the band, but like, he's quite happy to take a back seat. It's got a killer guitar solo. I don't know if it's Mayako or Maraudy doing it, but it's absolutely brilliant. But my favourite track on here is a track called Raise Some Hell. Favourite track on here, and definitely in my top 10 songs. The vibes on this are brilliant. The playing on it is fantastic. The bass from Maiho is brilliant. It's probably one of her best performances, and Sammy's vocals are just killer on that track. Today is the day. The guitars at the beginning from Mayako and Maraudy are brilliant. They just bounce off each other. You've got a great drum from Haruna. In comes Maiho on the bass. Enriches the track. Brilliant. When Destinies Align, this is so much like Halloween. It's got everything you love about Halloween on here. Brilliant playing from all of them. It's just a cracking track. It's 6 minutes long and it's just absolutely dynamite. A Frozen Serenade, a more melodical track. It's probably Sammy's best vocal on the album. It's a wonderful track. Dancing with the Devil, another melodic track. It's beautifully played. Great performance on that. Signs of Deliverance. Maiho's bass line is absolutely stunning on this. It's one of the best. Set the World on Fire, powerful power metal at its best. It's got melodic bits, it's got fast bits, it's got some great drumming. Then we have The Unbroken, another melodic track, but this shows Haruna's ability as a drummer. It's not all crash bang wallop on this. It's a real good track. And then the Swan Song at the end. It's just a little thing with Maraudy and Mayako doing some guitar work. This is a great album from Miho to go out on before she left, and she really does drive this one home. So I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 8.5. But the #1 album, and it's their 4th and most current album, released in 2023, and it is called Judgment Day, and it's the first in the band's history to feature Fami. Now Fami took over from Maiho, and she joined in October 22. They did auditions. There's a little video of that on YouTube. So you've got a Sammy, Maraudy, Mayako, Fami on the bass, and Haruna on the drums, and Mal doing some keyboarding and programming again. The first track, We Are the Resurrection. It's a real introduction for Fami, this is really. It starts off with a great bass, and it's, hello, I'm Fami, I'm the new bass player. You know, she's got such a heavy thump on it and slap. She uses a lot of slap bass, which is interesting on power metal, and it works brilliant. Judgment Day. This belongs to Haruna. The 4'11" mighty atom behind that drum kit. The kit's bigger than her, but boy can she control it, and she dominates it on that track. The Spirit lives on. I don't know if this is sort of a little bit towards Maiho. It's really good. I love the bit where Haruna just changes the tempo and everyone seems to catch on to that hook straight away. I love that. Wicked Witch. Love the start of this. It reminds me of Halloween's Future World at the beginning, with that guitar bit at the beginning. Brilliant track. My favourite track on here is Stand and Deliver, Shoot 'em Down. One of my favourite tracks by the band. It's got lovely little bits of noodling, but it's that new bass player, Fami. She's near enough done a bass solo on it. It's terrific. Victim of Time. Haruna's drumming is flawless on this. How she keeps up that speed with those little legs pounding them double bass drums. My Orion, great track. The keyboard work is good on this. I'm sure this is this Mal. He wrote it, so I wouldn't be surprised. Lovely, some lovely playing on that. Lost in the Garden. I love how this starts. It's just shredding, and in comes that mighty atom on the drums again and blows it away. Absolutely brilliant. Dissonant. The engine room on this, Haruna and Fami, you know, they've not been playing together long, but they've really got a tight sort of relationship there, and they're musically they are tuned in. Halfway through this, they change the pace. Brilliant. And the last track is Soldier Stands Solidarity. Some real technical playing on here. The guitar work is fabulous. The vocal for Masami is wonderful. It's a great track to end the album. What a brilliant album this is. Miho played so well on the other three, and they bring in a new bass player, and she just, when you have bands have that and they bring in someone new, it takes them to a next level. No disrespect to anyone else, but you know, they need that vibrance, and Fami's brought that. It's a great power metal album, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8.8. So there we go. Please go and check this band out. They have got their own YouTube channel. I will put the link into the box so you can go and check out all their stuff, all their live stuff. They're great performers, and no doubt at some stage we will look at their live albums, because they are absolutely brilliant as well. Okay, coming up next on this Japanese rock Ladies' Day special, we've got another great band from Japan. They're called Bandmade. Different from Lovebites, but still play some great music. So join me for that. Bye for now.